called, and it's the second foul on Skyview.
With authority, that is called. Referee's not going to take any guff tonight. As a matter of fact, I think that referee, don't know his name, but he refereed this last game that these two teams played.
Jordan Nielsen picks up his second foul, so he needs to be careful. In fact, he comes out of the game. End of the game for him. Ty Nielsen for Skyview. Little up and under try by Sayama won't go. Mountain Crest has gone ice cold. And Skyview turns it over again. That's their third turnover. We have 2:46 to play in the first period. Tied at 6.
Well, these teams both need to settle down a little bit. The emotion of this game is big, as you can just tell by the crowd, and they just need to get into their game and work through the emotion.
Tried to bring Sayama around on the curl. He had a half a step on the sophomore Ty Nielsen, but couldn't get the pass into it. So Hall triggers underneath. Caressa, Pututau, straight away. Rims out of there.
Oh, that was halfway in. You should get a 1 point for that.
Corbell finds Riley Knowles. Corbell looks underneath, and a foul on Mountain Crest as Pickett goes over the back of Oliverson.
Well, it's a mismatch for just about anybody on the Mountain Crest side of the ball. Need a little help defense from that weak side if you're going to defend and deny the pass for Oliverson. Once he gets it on that low block, it's a done.
He's a load. He's listed at 6'9". We've seen him also listed at 6'8". He's a junior, which means he's probably, 16, maybe 17 years old.
Maybe.
So he may have another inch or two of growth left in him. He's an early commit to Utah State. His brother played for Louisiana Tech. Most of you have heard that, but for those that don't know,
but the Aggies put a whooping on the Bulldogs last night, didn't they? They're Bulldogs still?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oliverson swings the hook and it won't go. Here come the Mustangs. Nothing for Hall, so he backs it out. The Aggies have been putting a whooping on pretty much everybody.
Yeah, 20 in a row in WAC play. That's fantastic, a new record. 2
losses this season, both losses to ranked teams on the road.
And they should have beat that one down south.
Hall's shot won't go. The BYU Fredettes. Grayson Moore shot off the rim, and both teams having trouble finding the range here in the waning moments of this first period. In fact, since about the midway point of the first period, both teams have had trouble.
It's been 6-6 for a long time.
Pututau has it knocked away, but a foul call.
Oliverson's going to get a silly foul swinging down at that ball.
You are correct, sir. And there's your SC Jewelers middle of the block sign of the clock. Tied at 6, under a minute to play in the first period. SC Needham Jewelers. That's where Utah gets engaged.
And Southeastern Idaho, for that matter.
3 ball. Won't go for Sayama. He started the game with 1. But he can't get that one. Pututau. Cold as ice.
Oh, the official almost called that foul.
Instead, he calls that one. You know, he went to call the foul on the rebound, but Skyview ended up coming out with it anyway, and so he laid off, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's what you see a lot of times. You go, oh, that was really a late call. Well, the official's really seeing if any advantage was gained. If the shot goes in, sometimes he doesn't call that, or if they get the ball, just like you said there, they don't call it. And that's a wise official.
Knowles, the one-hander underneath to Moore. Grayson Moore breaks the tie, and Skyview has their first lead with 22 seconds to play in the first. Mountain Crest will likely hold for the final shot. Sayama puts the ball on his hip. Under 10 seconds. Now it's time to go at 6 seconds. Gress's pass knocked down. Corbell heaves at the buzzer.
Oh.
and just about breaks the backboard. 8-6, Skyview leads in Hiram. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Academy, your club, your results, your life.
8-6 here after the first period. Skyview leading Mountain Crest. Eric Olson along with Lee Vaughn, and not a hot shooting period, that's for sure.
No, that's hot shooting to start the quarter. That's kind of indicative of the emotion of the game, but then the defense ratchets up and starts shutting them down. And that's both teams only 8-6. It was 12-8 Mountain Crest at the end of the first quarter in the last game.
Mountain Crest, 2 field goals in the first period, 2 3-pointers. Caressa, Siama.
And they were both in the first 2 minutes.
Sir, yes, sir. Mountain Crest had 3 or 4 that have rimmed out. Skyview's turned it over 3 times. And Mountain Crest turns it over to start the second period. So only Mountain Crest, well, that's Mountain Crest's 3rd turnover, because they ended the first with a turnover.
Rainbow passes never work.
Fake a pass to make a pass, son.
Yep.
Moore trying to post up Eddie Hall, and he's got a couple or 6 inches on Eddie Hall.
Well, I don't know who wrapped up who, but their arms were interlocked. It looks like Eddie Hall gets the call against him.
Coming into the ball game, Matt Lewis, number 25 for Mountain Crest. Oliverson leans in.
Oliverson.
And it's a 4-point Skyview lead. Pickett working on Corbell. Not really looking to make a move. Here's Siama all the way in. He has it blocked away. Knowles finds Moore, who finds Oliverson. Elbow jumper, good.
Well, that's a pretty shot. Little fadeaway at the elbow.
Now the Bobcats have doubled up the Mustangs. 12-6. We're a minute into the second period. Mountain Crest hasn't hit a shot for about, well, almost 7 minutes. Going back to the first couple of minutes of that first period. 4 fouls on Skyview, 2 on Mountain Crest. No free throws have been attempted in this game. Pickett, that over-the-head 3-pointer won't go. He's got that shot where he releases it up over his forehead.
Yeah, he's got a really high release.
Moore steps in, rims around and out. Corbell clears. Moore sees an opening, tries again. This one too hard. Hutu Tau on the run. Siama runs over Knowles, and a charge called on Trey Siama.
Boy, and that's good position by Knowles. Siama pleading his case with the officials. That never works. Just go back and play. Take a look at the replay here.
Boys.
A closer look brought to you by Baldwin Optical.
Well, that's a
this
moment
has been played
ago.
before, yeah.
But you see, Siama hasn't He hasn't been scared to take it into the tall timber.
No, but he's had it sent back a few times. Until they start hitting some of those outside shots, Mountain Crest's going to have a tough row to hoe on the interior.
Here's Oliverson. Leans in and finishes. Casey Oliverson with 6 straight points for Skyview to start this second period. Caressa, straightaway 3, rims out. Mountain Crest can't throw it in the ocean right now. And Skyview threatens to go up double digits. Corbell to Oliverson. And they make good on the threat, and Oliverson has 8. 16-6 Bobcats.
Well, you got to think if Mountain Crest can't get something going right here, they need another timeout.
It's 16-6. Skyview with a 10-point lead here in Hiram. Skyview coming out to make a statement, looks like to me, Lee, that, hey, you may have got us out there in Smithfield, but that's it.
Trying to show that as a fluke. And there's the timeout we're just talking about.
And Coach Buckmiller takes the opportunity to walk clear to midcourt and talk with one of the officials.
Well, you know, I got to be honest with you. I think this game is being called very differently from the first time when these two teams played. They're letting a lot more interior banging going on. The guys from Mountain Crest went to the line a little bit more in the last game, and it really opened up the interior of that defense where they could drive and get some shots in transition. That middle of the Skyview defense is just like cement right now if you're Mountain Crest. You just can't slog through it.
Well, the longer Coach Buckmiller talked to that official, the more animated the coach became. So he didn't feel like his point was quite being made. The last time these two teams met,
well, he tried to make it as best he could. And you know, when you're a coach, a lot of times when you're talking to the officials like that, you're not talking really about the last play. You're working for the next play, and that's you know, that gets in the referee's head. They're just guys.
Last time these two teams played, Pickett had 15, Hall had 13 to lead the Mustangs to the 49-48 upset. Moore had 12 and Knowles had 13 in that one.
Firehouse Pizza, 2 free car washes, and earbuds from
Mountain Crest shot a lot of free throws. Both teams shot a lot of free throws in that one.
They're just not calling them like that in this game. And that may change at halftime. The officials will go in and talk about it. They may tighten things up in the second half. Right now it's going in the way Skyview wants it.
And 19 fouls on Mountain Crest that last game. 13 on Skyview. Another miss for the Mustangs. Lead pass too long for Don Corbell. He looked like he was back on the football field playing tight end.
And that's twice Knowles has done that. Just led somebody a little too far. Once to Grayson Moore, now to Corbell. 4th
turnover for Skyview. Mountain Crest with 3. Still a 10-point Skyview lead, and Mountain Crest still stuck on 6. They've been stuck on 6 since about the 6.5-minute mark of the first period. And there's a foul on Knowles. That's Knowles' first infraction. Here's another thing, Lee. Neither team has gone to the bench much.
No. You talked about finding your rotation, and once the coach figures that out in region play, oh my gosh, that was some serious shooter's English there. Once he figures that rotation out, he kind of sticks with it.
Caressa finally makes a shot for the Mustangs. It's his second three-pointer. It's 9-6. See if that removes the lid from this north basket. Oliverson again, he's got 10 points, all of them in the second period.
You know, when you're 6'8", good shooter, and it's uncontested, that's not a good thing if you're a Mountain Crest Mustang.
Pickett leans into Corbell, no shot, charge. Pickett with his second. So instead of a three-point play, Pickett's going to the bench. And here comes number 31, Brad Hilliard. same height as Pickett.